Hello guys and welcome to the ProDota Cup by Smash Cast TV. We are here in the SEA region version of this tournament, and it's the second match of the day. In fact, it's the second match of the second match, 2-2. It's magical number. We already saw Happy Feet beat the Mongols once when they took it to a 66-minute match where the Mongols almost came back from Mega Creeps. Now let's see if we get an equally exciting match for the second time around. My name is DSwordfish. I'll be your caster for today. Hope you enjoy the cast as per usual. Let's get right into the draft, shall we? Trim Protector and Legion Commander picked up by Happy Feet. Mongols pick up the Monkey King, the Crystal Maiden, the Magnus. We've already seen the Monkey King Crystal Maiden combo quite often. There are two lane dominators, both can gank easily. One can utilize the jungle, whereas the other one can just... So, in the early game, Crystal Maiden can go Frostbite, get a couple Clarity Potions, and just use the jungle while the Monkey King zones out the enemy offlaner with a Jingle Mastery. Fantastic. Meanwhile, for Happy Feet, you have the Legion Commander, the Trim Protector. Oh, sorry. On top of that, sorry, you have the fact that the Crystal Man's a great counter to Monkey King because Crystal Nova gives vision, so you can see him in the trees. So Monkey King, by picking up the Crystal Maiden with the Monkey King, you don't have to waste a pan on a stupid hero like a Crystal Maiden. On top of that, the Freezing Field is great with the ultimate, with the Wukong's Command, which, by the way, is not shown here. Interesting enough. Like, huh, you see, there's not enough space for it. I just noticed that. No Wukong's Command. That's a weird bug. Right. The Crystal Maiden, though, with the Freezing Field plus the Wukong's Command, you get a nice amount of stuns in an area and the Freezing Field to go with it, so it works wonders for the Mongols team. They also combine it with the Magnus as well to have the Skewer in the middle of the, to save the Crystal Maiden needed, the RP as well for the extra team fight, and of course the Empower to give to your carries. It's really good. But Happy Feet doesn't go with a bad draft either. Starting out with the Legion Commander and the Trim Protector. Oh, I like the Troll Warlord pick, but we'll talk about it in a second. Starting out with the Legion Commander and Trim Protector to try to win your lanes easy, right? No matter where the Trim Protector goes, he's going to be able to Living Armor this Legion Commander with her Press the Attack and Moment of Courage. It's already enough to sustain herself in lane. On top of that, you have the Leech Seed to help her out if you do happen to go on her lane. With the Nature's Guys, you can even get kills early on. You have a huge base attack damage, so it would not be a surprise there. And in general, it's just a really good combination. It's not the Warlock, but it's a cheaper version of the Warlock with a bit more of added skills in terms of team fight, because that Overgrowth is fantastic in a team fight. Now, the Mongols pick up a Troll Warlord, which is interesting because Troll Warlord is actually one of the better heroes to pick up against someone like Legion Commander or Trim Protector, where they're going for complete lane domination. They have a support that can't gank too much. They have a hero, being the Legion Commander, an offlaner that doesn't offer too much until she has the level 6, etc., etc. You get a Troll Warlord, which is one of the few heroes that can actually win the lane, one of the few carries that is pretty strong in lane, and you just snowball out of control with him. In the off chance that Troll Warlord has a hard time against Legion Trim Protector combo, you have the Magnus to help him out with the Empower, and you should be perfectly fine in the mid game. He's a fast farmer in general because he can take objectives easily and can take creeps easily, but with the Empower you give him the one thing he lacks, which is that the issue he has is farming large amounts of creeps. Not specifically smart, not specifically small, but useful. Sorry, small amounts, but very, very high level creeps, which Troll Warlord loves getting because of his fervor. That's why he's so good at taking Roshan. But again, large amounts of creeps, Troll Warlord has a hard time against them because he doesn't have much area damage. Skewer or Empower fixes that. Weaver, though, for Happy Feet. The Rubik is an interesting pick. It just kind of works for two reasons. First of all, because the enemy team already has a lot of channeling spells. That being the Freezing Field and the Wukong's Command. Not necessarily channeling spell, but it's easy to steal because it's a really long cast time. It's also easy to steal the RP by the same logic, and the Whirling Axe for the Troll Warlord, not too bad. But on top of that, the great thing the Rubik does here is offering the dual dual ability of both defensive and offensive support. Either you want to go with a Weaver with a Shukuchi and the Swarm and kill things easily, or you can go and TP to a lane, Trim Protector, Living Armor someone, and you help them out by telekinesing them. It's easy. Now, Happy Feet need a mid. What mid could go with their team? Honestly, with their minus armor that they've already come out, the Shadow Fiend looks pretty good for them. The Shadow Fiend's a bit weak against Troll Warlord, though. With the Hurricane Pike, you get a bit of leeway there. A bit weak against the RP as well. But again, Shadow Fiend's a pretty solid pick, and you already have a lot of healing to help him out. I don't know how much they want to take the minus armor to. The TA would have been the best option, obviously, but the Shadow Fiend's not a bad idea. OD, I guess, for Happy Feet would also be okay. Against the Troll Warlord is decent. Against the Crystal Maiden, the Monkey King, not too great. Yeah, like I said, the OD is more of a, I know this is the flavor pick for Happy Feet, even though it does not seem too good against what Mongolz has. They have a lot of ways of canceling it, but he can evade the RP. And he can prevent the Troll Warlord from hitting him for quite a long time. The Hurricane Pike is great for that, and so is the Astral Imprisonment. So he should be fine. It's not a bad pick or a good pick. It's just a flavor pick that they know they like playing. Now, the Mongols used to pick their own mid-hero. I guess in Outworld Devourer you can again go for the Sniper, but that's never happened in the SCA region. For some reason, they hate the Sniper. The Tinker is not available. The Invoker could be a safe pick here. It also gives you a lot of teamfight potential, and the Alacrity with the Troll Warlord is fantastic. So Invoker seems like a good pick unless they want to run the Troll Warlord mid. If they do want to run Troll Warlord mid, particularly this game, a Void is really good. But I don't think they're going to pick up a Void. No, they're not going to pick up a Void. Oh, they do pick up a Sniper. Oh, I was right. Oh, thank Christ, SCA. You did it. You did it. You finally picked up a Sniper. Jesus Christ. I guess Sank is one of the few people. The Mongolians are the guys that want to pick up the Sniper the whole time. I was wrong. Right, that's it. Sorry, I was just checking some things, making sure the stream is going okay. Sorry for a couple FPS drops we might experience in the game. OBS is a little memory leak that I haven't fixed, and it does not work well with my specific system architecture. But should stay at least at above 30 FPS at the whole game. Usually it just keeps going down. Oh well, we'll have to restart it after this best of 2, but we'll be fine for now. That said, let's take the little draft thing off and put the proper ads on. Oh, did Dota just crash? No? Seems like they're just doing the tower thing. Maybe it'll just come back in a second. Does not seem like it's coming back. Cool. Luckily, it's only the tower thing. Dota should come back in a second. Sorry, I have to restart the stream. I do apologize for all these technical inconveniences. Understand that it's not my doing or my lack of preparation or whatever. It's just Dota hasn't decided to optimize, and OBS is having some issues right now. Which the new OBS studio, I haven't experienced with old OBS. It could be a possibility. Just go with old OBS, but it's too much inconvenience. It's really not that great of a program. New OBS is fantastic, but they have this little issue which they have to fix up. Cool. I think it's only with Dota specifically. It's some sort of combination between OBS and Dota, which I don't fully understand. Right, let's see. Happy Feet, Mongolz, all both ready. Let's see what both teams have to offer to us today. We'll continue with the analysis of the draft and the great pick of the Sniper, but we'll talk about it in a second. First of all, we'll present the teams. My name is DSwordfish. I'll be your cast for today. And on the Radiant side today, we're going to have the Mongolz, the Mongolian team. No surprise there. It's Ariuka playing the Crystal Maiden in the support position. The carry of this game will be Retribution on the Troll Warlord. Joining him as the second support will be the Monkey King, played by Proxy. Of course, it's Proxy. In the mid lane, it's a Sniper played by Sanke, and then finally, as the Magnus in the offlane position, Masquerade. For Happy Feet, we have the Trim Protector played by Jesse Vash. On the Rubik as a second support is James Naismith. In the carry position, it's the Weaver played by Jules. In the offlane position this game, we're going to have Yaj on the Legion Commander, and then finally, as the mid lane Outworld Devourer, it's Benher, or Benher, most likely. I think it's Benher. Oh well. I'm assuming like my co-caster said at one point, it seems to be a movie, but if it was just a Filipino name, it would be Benyer because of how they pronounce their letters. Not entirely certain. Feel free to correct me in the chat. For those 3 of you that are watching actively, would love if you could correct me in the chat for whatever his name pronunciation is. Or if you don't know, just don't say anything. Right. Why this Sniper pick is so good and I like it so much this game. First of all, by DSwordfish. An essay in 1,500 spoken words. Right. Why it's so good is that you actually don't have many. I mean, the Weaver can close the gap between the Sniper and herself, obviously, but the Weaver is not particularly the greatest against Sniper because she doesn't deal much more damage than the Sniper, and she's equally fragile. If you want to go for very aggressively Weaver and go with a time lapse onto the Sniper, it's just not that great. The gap closers you want when you're fighting against a Sniper is mainly a Puck or a Lifestealer with a Puck, or a Sven with a no, just a Sven or Ursa, those kind of heroes that can withstand a lot of pain and at the same time deal an equal or bigger amount of damage, but the issue they have is the range. However, the Weaver does no issues with the range, and the trade-off here is that she cannot withstand that much amount of damage. And the Sniper is great at punishing that, because Sniper actually deals a surprising amount of physical damage in the early game, or in the late game. a surprising amount of physical burst damage himself, because the agility game might not be the best, but the items he usually goes for makes him very powerful. And the sniper goes really well with your team, because even though this Magnus does not give you much with the Empower, it only gives you damage, he does give you an RP, which you love, because the shrapnel plus the RP is a great combination. And you also have a Monkey King, which makes killing people so much easier. The Monkey King gives you vision, you assassinate, you get vision forever. The Monkey King can stun or do whatever he wants just to destroy the enemy contender, so it works out for them. Now in this mid lane, the sniper wins the, well, sort of wins the lane against an Outworld Devourer. This is a weird build. I'm assuming it's still going to max shrapnel, but the lack of levels of shrapnel in the early game make it so that the sniper has to play a bit more of a auto attack sniper early on, which is not as effective as the shrapnel sniper at beating the lane. Well, I guess it's a bit unfortunate they had to go for this build, but I don't think it's a bad choice. Oh, wait, he's going to max take aim, getting no strength or shrapnel. Interesting. Okay, so what he's doing is something different. There's a way to counter Outworld Devourer, which is just shrapneling, right? He can't Astral Imprisonment the damage of shrapnel, which is why it's so good. So you can't evade it, you just have to take it. That's the whole point of shrapnel, why it's so powerful. And you harass from behind, and you use your, obviously, your take aim for your advantage. And one level of headshot and one level of take aim is usually taken, and you max take aim second, usually. But in this case, Sanke, what he's doing is, even though he has the arcane aura from the Crystal Maiden, he's actually not using it to his benefit, and instead attacking. Oh wow, Masquerade has made himself a save zone. Okay. And instead attacking with his auto attacks to prevent the Astral Imprisonment from happening just by staying out decent range from it. But without the shrapnel, the OD can just move intelligently and should be able to kill you anyway. Okay, that save zone did not work for the Magnus, and he ends up feeding the first blood. That was just a quick kill by Jesse Bash and James Naismith. That was a good attempt by the Magnus, as you can see, making himself his own save zone from the Trim Protector. But it's not actually a save zone, because the only thing you're ensuring is a Trim Protector can't be, I guess, around this area, just standing around, but he can always just walk up to you. So, yeah, that didn't work out for them. In fact, the sniper's not going to be ganked in this middle lane. Finally, one level of shrapnel to help him out. That level of shrapnel will give him a bit too much confidence, maybe. Oh, no, he's using the shrapnel to see if there's anyone around. That's pretty smart. The Trim Protector is just going to be here, though. I don't see him. There's the first stun. Ben-Hur wanted to go onto him in the lead sheet. They have the Astral Imprisonment for an extra bit of damage. The shrapnel is going to start hurting, but Sanke, just one more hit from the Outworld Devourer. The Fairy Fire saves him. No! The Fate Bolt has enough range to reach him, but Ariuka comes in and says, I want to avenge my dead mid, and wants to kill Ben-Hur. In comes from behind as well comes the Monkey King. There's no Boundless Strike onto him, and the Jingle Master is not going to be enough to get a kill. So for now, not only will Ben-Hur take 2 kills in the middle lane, also decimate the sniper. And it seems like Mongolz are just not catching a break in today's games, man. Even though their drafts are creative or even better in some situations, just not catching a break. No Poison Orb makes it so it's impossible to kill his Trim Protector, or it should be impossible. I mean, he has more movement speed, so he should hit him. Actually, if he hit him twice more, Jesse Vash would have been dead. But he has to hit him twice more before the Shrine, right? That's the important part. Masquerade is getting harassed considerably by that Swarm. You have to take it out of you. There it is. About to get the last hit. He's playing very aggressively. Very greedily. Masquerade is doing really badly in this bottom lane, honestly. They've forced him out of lane because of the 2 supports, and they're ensured that this off lane is going completely in Jose's favor. Granted, the Troll Wall has done something similar against the Legion Commander, especially with the help of the Monkey King. But Legion Commander, has 3 less. Sorry, the Troll Wall has 3 less last hits than the Weaver. So we're just gonna say the Weaver is 1 for now. In the mid lane, that's the real issue. The Outworld Devourer is really suffering this mid lane. They're taking a kill on the sniper, but I mean the sniper has 20 last hits to the Outworld Devourer's 8. That kill is not as important. Even with the first blood, the Mongols still have the superiority in terms of the matchup, and more importantly in terms of last hits and experience, actually. You can see the net worth going in their favor. Oh, wow. In fact, the experience, the Legion Commander is surprisingly low because she hasn't been able to stay in lane. Oh, they catch up the Monkey King. He has Boundless Strike, which he has to use onto 3. Boundless Strike, good job. It's on level 1, so he's barely going to do anything. Troll Warrior wanted to help him out, but it might have been not the best access in the world. Now he wants to find Jesse Vash. He has a very low armor, so you have to be very careful with Jesse Vash. The Fervor is great for a Trim Protector. Easy kill onto him. What's weird there from Troll Warrior is that he wanted to stay farming. He wasn't too concerned about his Monkey King, I suppose, because he didn't really want to save him. You can tell, because he could use the Whirling Axes around the area where the Monkey King was standing, and then put the Trim Protector and the Legion Commander in difficult positions, because obviously they would have the blind, and they don't know if to stay long enough to get dealt the damage from the Trim Protector and suffer the possible damage from the Jingle Mastery, or alternatively leave immediately and leave the Monkey King survive. So, or let the Monkey King survive. So For Mongolz, that was a more of a I don't care about Monkey King play. They had a great play by Happy Feet. Catching him out was not that big a deal. Oh, this is an interesting pull that the enemy team pulls off. Retribution doesn't seem too bothered by it. Missed one last hit. Only one. Not a big deal. Oh, Sentry is going to catch DSwordfish. He just ate the enemy Sentry though, and now they don't see him. That's why the Quelling Blood is so useful on a Trim Protector. Later on is for dewarding, and the early game is actually just for dewarding. Sorry, the whole game is for dewarding. I mean, the extra damage is not bad if you want to last it under tower or something like that, but it's mainly just dewarding. Oh, DSwordfish careful, he got rooted eventually. Ariuka though will go down to the damage from Yaj. That is a good overwhelming odds. The stun from Retribution, he's just getting kited around the whole way because he just can't find the proper target to just aim and go at him. That's the whole point of the Troll Warlord. Now in this mid lane, the Outworld has recovered magically here with 32 losses to his name, 30 only to the Sniper's name. The difference is not that considerable anymore, especially considering the fact that Happy Feet managed to get a kill early on. And the net worth is completely going in their favor. Meanwhile, in the top lane, DSwordfish will go down to Retribution's damage. I think it was just he just got followed and killed. They didn't have dust or anything, so I'm assuming he just tried to get the trees, and it's only level 1 nature's guys. Yeah, 7 seconds, so it takes way too long. Let's see though. Sanke managed to get the face boots now. The Aquila. It's not a bad starting kit for a sniper. Able to run an Outworld Devourer and a Weaver as well. That's the important part, being able to have a bit more mobility. Not relying on your mobility to escape, because the face boots obviously give you extra damage. Usually they go for treads. Oh, Magnus in the bottom lane, by the way, got caught out by Jules, Swarm, Shukuchi, and Dead. And now in the top lane, I think DSwordfish is trying to kill Retribution. I mean, there's no explanation for this. Oh, they see the courier. There it is. Oh, the Nature's God got dispelled. It was a really low cool stun anyway. 0.4 second after great. Telekinesis will find out the Crystal Maiden though. Ariuka, much easier target. And they're just going to finish her off. One more hit from the Rubik. Goodbye, Crystal Maiden. That's an easy kill for the guys at Happy Feet. And the bottom lane, they even killed Masquerade. Can they take the tower? Wow. Masquerade could have actually denied that, but he chose not to. Or I guess he was not... He was caught at a guard by the fact that he missed the Weaver's Gemini attack wasn't enough to kill off the tower, so he just looked at it for a second, was like, oh, what just happened? And let it fall to the Weaver's power. Let's see. Masquerade at least has more space to farm now, which is not bad, and Jules is forced to go a bit further into enemy territory, but he's a Weaver, so out of the few carries that can actually... out of the carries that can take a tower in the early game, which are a ton of them, Weaver and Juggernaut are probably the top ones for taking a tower early and not caring too much about it, because they have great escape mechanisms. Oh, here in the top lane though, there seems to be a fight. DSwordfish, they know where he is, they have a great sentry, and this time the sentry is positioned perfectly so DSwordfish won't see him. Jingle Mastery, one more hit, and it won't trigger it, because Proxy just doesn't get that lucky. Yaj though, being pursued by the Troll Warlord, and seems like the Monkey King still wants to go on to them. Proxy seems quite eager about this. I forgot completely as well, but the Troll Warlord plus Monkey King combo, that extra attack speed with the Jingle Mastery is wonderful, and the Troll Warlord has it in 8 seconds with a Boundless Strike plus maybe even a Primal Spring. He could get a kill. A duel is available. Oh, Boundless Strike just catches out James Naismith, and Proxy says, hey, I'm gonna go and jump on this tree. Terrible idea, because DSwordfish was around and he just saw him. Great. Now the Battle Trident is available, so they could go for a kill just with the Jingle Mastery. I can imagine that working. Oh, Telekinesis, careful, Proxy. There's no duel though, so they can't actually stop him. Only a stun from the Trim Protector. Also the Leech Sheet. Proxy is gonna be mowed down by this Trim Protector. So much damage early on, and now everyone is coming to this top lane. The Sniper's already joined. From behind comes the Outworld Devourer, and he says, why would I kill a Troll Warlord when I could kill this pesky, annoying Sniper that's been ho-ha-hing me all the way to the lane? Oh, there comes the counter initiation though. There's a lot of damage from the Shrapnel. DSwordfish about to go down, takes the Retribution's damage. In comes the Magus with the RP, only catches the Legion Commander, but the Rubik already died thanks to the damage from the Shrapnel. The Outworld Devourer is forced into Astral Imprisonment to prevent the Assassinate damage, and in the end, Ben-Hur will also die. It's almost a team wipe where Mongolz recover everything they've lost just thanks to the Shrapnel damage. That was a fantastic ability by Sanke, ensuring that they stayed in their that area for a long time, because the Shrapnel slow helped with the Magnus, and the fact that the guys from Happy Feet were playing offensively, the Shrapnel really punished them there. And the Assassinate in the end, that was a mistake by the Outworld Devourer. Assassinate level 1 deals 275 damage magical, right? If you take away the 320, roughly 275 damage. He had 290 health. He would have survived that hit. He just chose not to survive it. No, not 275. It's a bit less, actually. It's 240. Around 240. Oh, careful. Jules. Good time lapse. So if he had, instead of Astral Imprisonment himself, he decided to just run away and just dealt with the damage of the assassinate by just taking it, that would have been much better. He felt really pro by using the Astral Imprisonment to evade it, and instead he just lost his life as a result. So evading damage is not always the right choice to make. In that situation, Ben-Hur did not make the right choice at all. And he used to go for Veil of Discord or maybe Midas. Midas first. Okay, so Veil of Discord build is a bit weird. Oh, proxy careful. Duel to prevent the Boundless Strike. Had he gotten that Boundless Strike out, especially with the Jingle Master, which I think he just activated, he would have healed enough and being able to TP away. But the duel just stopped him right there. Ariuka getting a good Frostbite. Timelapse could have been used offensively there, but decides to keep it because, actually, no, this Timelapse is on cooldown, so he can't use it offensively. Jules just has balls of steel and goes against the Crystal Maiden under her tower, even without Timelapse, because why not? But now, the help from the snipers coming in, they see Jules and they want to get a Boundless Strike on him, but a great use, or the Infused Rain Up's last drop actually saves Jules from most of the damage, making him available for more gankings and whatnot. They see Jesse Vash, by the way. Oh, they even take his ward down. They have a Frostbite. This tree is not going to get through the winter as the shrapnel brings him down. Damage from Mongolz is increasing. Even though they're losing in terms of net worth, they're not doing too badly in terms of kills. I mean, 7 to 10, they recovered quite well. The Weaver is still very farm. Jules is going straight up for a Linked Sphere. It's a really good skill, a really good item here in this game, even though it seems like a terrible one. It's like, well, I can just cancel with Assassinate. Assassinate won't cancel Linked until it hits you, so that means that you have to there's no way using Assassinate to cancel Linked. There's just no way. It's just not going to happen. And as for the rest of the skills in the game, it's only Frostbite that you're preventing. Another skill that you really want to prevent is Weaver, and I guess besides that, you have 4 staffs and Rod of Atos and Abyssal Blades, etc., that you might be preventing. Scythe of Ice, I don't know. Whatever they get. But frankly, it's mainly those 2 spells that you're going to be preventing. And you're okay with preventing the Assassinate damage, it's a ridiculous amount of damage, and you're okay with preventing the Frostbite, because Jesus, that Frostbite's so annoying. It's one of the few stuns they actually have to catch you. That if they don't catch you with a Frostbite, they didn't RP, like they just used here. RP committed, get the Weaver kill, Freezing Field, and Wukong's command also used, and Happy Feet say, okay, right, seems like you really want to kill our Weaver. We're just going to push this bottom tower now, because they have the advantage right now. Pushing this bottom tower would be a great idea. They don't have any ultimates on the enemy team, they know this for a fact. 3 ultimates got used. The only one that's still available is that Battle Trance, and with the Shrapnel, you're actually able to zone out that troll pretty efficiently, so it's not too much of an issue. Again, I know that might have just came off cooldown, but really remember that catapults don't give you any extra experience over lane creeps, so just use it on the ranged creeps instead. Ranged creeps give you more experience than that. Just remember that catapults give you more gold and less, or the same experience as everyone else. So maybe you're better off just Midasing. Maybe it's better off just Midasing the range creep, please. Yeah, thank you. Stop doing that. I've seen that way too many times. Jules, careful. And we'll be taking down a couple of keeps, and they want to go on him clearly with the Boundless Strike. That's an interesting thing as well. We didn't consider the Empower actually goes on Monkey King and gives him a bit extra damage, especially with the Jingle Mastery on. And it's decent. It's not too bad on Monkey King. He can't really utilize on the Wukong's command towers, I don't believe, so it's not that easy to just use it. But it's not a bad ability to have. I guess having one of your supports being melee really benefits here. It's the same reason why you give Empower to your Trip Protector. That's a great thing. No, I'm gonna go on this tower top. It seemed like the Crystal Maiden is already protecting this structure. Meanwhile, the Troll Warlord utilizing this time to take a mid-tier 1 tower. This is important. Retribution can take towers alone, so the rest of his team can just concentrate on defending structures and making sure the Happy Feet's 5-man push won't work. Because they have an Overgrowth, they have an Astral Imprisonment, sorry, Sunday's Eclipse, they have a Weaver, a duel. They're either looking for pick-offs of smoke ganks with like 3 2-man smoke ganks, or alternatively just trying to fight as soon as they can, right? Because they do have that Overgrowth power when the RP is down, granted. So what Mongolz can do is just run its 4, let the Troll Warlord go on his own, and either get a team fight with your Magnus and win when it's on cooldown. And when it's off cooldown, you just put pressure by saying you're defending using the Freezing Field of Wukong's command, and take towers with your Troll Warlord. I actually don't see where Orange is here. Okay, all right, he's turning into a tree. He's fooled even me. They don't see Jesse Vash. I don't think they see Jesse Vash. But Ariuka might just put a sentry down. Oh, they just saw DSwordfish. Yep, the freezing field isn't even committed to this. The overgrowth wasted completely by DSwordfish, thinking that he could get out of there. Wishful thinking, honestly. The overgrowth didn't even... I think it hit the Crystal Maiden, but I don't know what happened. Oh, God! Really? Did you not use a Crystal Nova or something so that Rubik can't steal the most valuable spell you have? Okay, they didn't even deny a tower with that. That's not good. Letting your freezing field go and now denying a tower. What's up, Mongolz? What's up? This is not like you, Mongolz. This is not like you. The freezing field is reduced by the Rubik in the top lane. They catch out Proxy, but in comes the Magnus with the RP, catches out the Weaver, and even with the root, oh, the skewer's gonna miss. That was a horrendous skewer. But whatever, the time lapse will save him from all the damage. Anyway, Masquerade and the Crystal Maiden will both decide to TP. Saying, yeah, I don't want to man fight a Weaver without any spells. I hear she has physical damage. And with the Crystal Maiden that still has 3 armor, just base, you really need that physical, or you really suffer against the physical damage. Those Tranquil Boots are great, or used to be great to mitigate the low armor that you have by giving you a bit extra. However, currently, Not doesn't do the same thing. It only gives you extra movement speed. With Grandma Crystal Maiden does not care about the extra movement speed. You're slow no matter what, really. The boots could give you as much movement speed as you want, and you'd still be screwed. I mean, it's not too bad though that it gives you the 65 movement speed now on base. Crystal Maiden it goes 280 to 245, so it becomes a decent hero. But again, you don't really want to utilize the movement speed. That was a huge nerf, or a pretty big nerf for a lot of people, including Crystal Maiden being one of the few roaming supports that uses the Tranquil Boots. Pause game, Masquerade. Go. Alright. DSwordfish is coming in here with the Nature's Guys. Yeah, he's able to take the Crystal Maiden down. The tool is also available. Ariuka is the target, I think. Nope, it seems like Legion Commander is coming from behind. Catches the dual Troll Warlord. That's the hardest target to do. In fact, the Outworld Devourer is not dealing enough damage. Even with Saturday's Eclipse, they might even be able to kill Yash. They already killed the Outworld Devourer, and now the Legion is fighting Retribution alone. But Retribution manages to get a double kill there by just standing alive for a long time. And with that, they're able to turn this team fight around completely. Even though they lose a Troll Warlord, they can't take 4 in exchange. Why? The duel took a long time to go, or to be used, and to be used on the Troll Warlord a bit dangerous in the middle of the Wukong's command, and even an RP available for Masquerade. They had a lot of high hopes there. Huge high hopes. Too much, if I may add, because that was definitely there's definitely better ways to do it. Happy Feet. Then yeah, just going in 5-man death ball push. I don't think that was the best option. Oh well. The Weaver with the Swarm is just trying to farm some Ancients. It's actually pretty good that they built up some Ancient stacks. Weaver is able to clear them pretty decently with a Swarm, obviously. Sorry. Samke is going to try to be farming this Maelstrom. Right now, they're giving a lot of space to Troll Warlord as well to do whatever he wants, but with the Empower, he's decided to farm during this time, which is not a bad option, waiting for the Sanjay Josh to actually start to make an impact. He went for the Vlads very early, which is not the best item on Troll Warlord, mind you. You'd rather have it in one of the supports, but I suppose it's more just to give him an extra bit of sustain, and the extra armor is fantastic, obviously, when you're playing Troll Warlord. So, Retribution with this is able to put a lot of pressure onto the Happy Feet team without actually spending too much money, and also give him a lot of extra sustain with the team. So that's important, right, if you're Mongols. The issue here is that Happy Feet, right now, they were hoping for ganks, but when Mongols is either playing as 5 or just going for objectives as they should, playing the Troll Warlord card very well, they don't really know what to do because they don't have anything to fight against as part of the Rubik, or maybe to some degree the Overgrowth from the Stream Protector. But the Stream Protector has died way too easily in the past team fights, and those duels have not been working out too well. The duel needs to come out on the Magnus, not on the Troll Warlord. The Troll Warlord seems to be like he'll just be an after. And he'll just die in the aftermath because he's actually quite easy to kill once you start kiting him. But the Magnus needs to die because if they get an RP, the Troll Warlord doesn't need to kite anything because you have stuns everywhere. Anyway, the tower will go down. Tier 2 easily taken by the Troll Warlord. They just took a Roshan, and their net worth is starting to increase considerably. The sniper is also helped by the Empower, and now also by the Troll Warlord's Battle Trance. And Sanke is going to start dealing a ridiculous amount of damage. I already went for Yasha early just to get an extra movement speed with the Face Boots and with the Dragon Lance. It makes it so that pushing these towers is quite easy. Careful the Monkey King, by the way. He's turned into a tree on top of a tree. And that Treeception can come down in a second with Wukong's command and set up a very good kill. Or a very good couple of kills with an RP. All they're waiting for is now the RP. Perhaps it's time to Yasha on the Troll. Finally grabbed it. Yeah, he has a BKB. Don't think they're going to go into the BKB. They don't need to attack this right now, but they do have the advantage, so why not? Oh, RP caught out Jules, but press the attack. They had to attempt that. They had to attempt that. I think that was a valid attempt. Usually I would say, oh, why didn't you waste your RP? I could complain like an old grumpy man, like I should, but because that's what casters do. But in reality, that was an alright play. You have to use the RP thinking, okay, if the Legion doesn't have enough reaction time, I can skewer away in time. We get a team fight that's pretty easy. If the Legion does have enough reaction time, we're screwed. I just wasted my RP. We can just leave. It's not that big of a loss because, well, let's be honest, you don't need the RP because the enemy team is not forcing team fights, right? In worst case scenario, they force a team fight. You still have the Battle Trance, which is a great team fight ability, mind you, and you have the Wukong's command and as well freezing field. Well, maybe not the freezing field. That was a good frostbite to try to prevent the blink attacker, but it came a bit too late. And in the end, even though the duel will not be won by the Legion Commander, she will be taking the kill on the Crystal Maiden. In comes Retribution though, with an Aegis and ready to rumble. Yaj, oh, Yaj, did he just blink right in your face? Even walked back for a second and they decided to blink, just like, ha, I gotcha. Proxies really want to do a Wukong's command. Do they have any way of, oh, they see him. They should see him, or they should have seen him jumping. Oh, there he goes. Comes onto Mr. Banner, sorry, but he dies as a result, so that was a weird play. Cool. Magnus also dies. Great! Great play, guys. Great play. That was very calculated. I actually did not know what was happening the whole time. They go on to Menher and he just doesn't care. That works out. Retribution at least has continued to farm during this whole time. The net worth of the Weaver and the OD just went up because of those 2 kills, but he should be rivaling them pretty easily. At least the sniper hasn't died, which is another important factor, you know, making sure the sniper stayed alive for most of the game. Yeah, granted, he's not farming that fast, but he's also not farming slowly. His gold per minute is, you know, up there in the 400s now, so he's not too slow. The 300s would be quite slow though, so he has to really up his game a bit in terms of farming. The fact that he hasn't died too much, only died in the early game, if I'm mistaken, yeah, only once in the early game, and that's it, makes it so that his deplorable farm speed is looked upon even worse. Because you wonder, where did the gold go? It didn't go anywhere actually, it just never was there to begin with. Okay, this tower is definitely going to go down if you want to commit to it. It's not a hard tower to take, however, with a Magnus RP, committing to it also means that you could easily lose your team for a tower, which is definitely not worth it. So in the end, they're trying to play the long game here, the waiting game. With Weaver's damage, though, the waiting game doesn't seem like that great. Sorry, with the late game they currently have against a Sniper and Troll Warlord, waiting game doesn't seem that great of an idea. You kind of want to snowball a bit more with the Outworld Devourer, the Weaver, and the Legion Commander. Outworld Devourer won't be able to outfarm a Sniper once the Sniper finally starts getting farmed. Regardless, the Troll Warlord doesn't want to make this a waiting game. He wants to start taking objectives. If they can try to punish this somehow with using Overgrowth or a Great Duel onto the Magnus or something like that, especially because they don't have a Wukong's command, then maybe the guys from Happy Feet could get back into, you know, a little bit more of map domination. Because losing a lot of towers and losing a lot of vision with these towers and a lot of TP places. By TP place, I mean literally a place you TP to. Oh, shrapnel, catching a Yaj, the skewer. Oh, that was a good press attack. Telekinesis stopping it as well. Retribution is coming onto him and will finish him off. Legion Commander will die first in that team fight. Now with the Empower plus the Battle Trance, they have to use the Glyph. They're forced to use the Glyph on a tier 2. That's not what they wanted to. Jesse Vash, you can see this tree just as the walk-off point. They know he's around here, and the dust, I mean, this is too obvious. The Overgrowth has to be used by Jesse Vash, but they still have a dust in him. The Boundless Strike available will hit him with a second hit. That Empower is hurting him so much. Jesus Christ. Now the Root, the Freezing Field even committed to this, and goodbye, Jesse Vash. He'll even activate the Jingu Mastery for this Monkey King. They take a Tree Protector down. They take a Legion Commander and a Tower. Now maybe taking even Outworld Devourer. Why is he fighting here? He's been frostbitten, and he just saw his teammate die, but he wants to get the kill on the Crystal Maiden a bit too badly. Ben-Hur will be destroyed by the amount of just Monkey King structures around the area. Now using the Boundless Strike just to help the Troll Warlord farm a bit. No Empower on him, so unfortunately he won't have that extra damage. The shrapnel DPS is not taken by the sniper. Honestly, the plus 20 is quite low when you go for the extra 200 health. A bit more useful, I suppose, especially if you're going for a physical damage sniper. I don't think this guy, I don't think Sanke is a very big fan of the shrapnel either. Well, what the? Okay. Jump into the TPs. Rubik will finish his TP. He'll actually finish his TP. Oh, will he survive? Balance strike? James Naismith may have just survived? No, okay. I thought he wanted to do that because that was a great play, but no. The tree dance comes in. There's a primal spring. They root her again. Another death for Happy Feet. It's the choo-choo train of feet. Train of feet for Happy Feet. Mongols are happy with this engagement. I mean, what is happening? And I don't even understand how they're actually taking this much. Oh, okay, because they just took a tier 3. And Jules has been split pushing this whole time with a Desolator. That makes sense. That makes sense. But Troll Warlord is going to take these towers sooner anyway, and defeating there was not necessary just because you're getting time. That was not an excuse. Oh, Balance Strike, catches out the Weaver. They have no way of seeing her. The Dusk actually comes out. She still has a time lapse, but they have no way of stunning her out here. So they're just going to stop fighting because if Jules uses time lapse and Retribution is caught in a bad situation, and they have no way of dealing with that. I like the Desolator pickup on the Weaver, even after the Lincolns. It might not be as much snowball as you used to, but it's still a good pickup. And the Butterfly into the Troll Warlord is the same idea of why the Solo Quest is picked up so much nowadays on cores and carries and everything. That Butterfly... that Butterfly helps you out a lot in terms of evasion. So it works really well for the Troll Warlord because you prevent most of the Weaver's damage. And that is lethal, obviously. Because if you prevent most of the Weaver's damage, Weaver fighting you 1v1 is usually who dies first versus Troll Warlord. But he has a Vlad's, the extra armor from the Vlad's as well, and obviously now the evasion, in addition to the amazing amount of damage that the Manta style or the Butterfly gives you. It's a really good item to have in general, but obviously the extra evasion makes the Weaver wants to get an MKB. Weaver doesn't really want to get an MKB right now. She has to bulk up. Another dual kill. I'm just getting a Crystal Maiden. And that's the important part, right? If you don't want to, if you don't need to bulk up right now, then you're actually better off deciding to wait a bit longer and seeing if, you know, Happy Feet. Deciding to wait a bit longer and you know, seeing if you can counter the Butterfly. Oh, Shrapnel. That's not going to do anything to save you, Sniper. They caught him, and I mean they didn't even have to use a duel because they couldn't. But they didn't even have to use a duel. They just had enough stuns out with a Twin Protector with the Nature's Guy's level 4. He's so hard to kill. He didn't go for Solar Crest, and oh, careful. Oh, another great thing about Butterfly I didn't really mention. Oh, they block a TP. That's really good blocking a TP. Now with the Balance Strike stolen. Okay, this Rubik's probably not going to suffer because they know what the enemy team is coming. Oh, the RP just got wasted. There's a time for the duel, but the Troll Warlord hits too hard. The Silence Eclipse will help him not die there. And Masquerade skewers the wrong man as he brings Banner with him. That was a huge loss as Happy Feet now regain this momentum completely. The Weaver decided to go on to Ariuka. The Lincoln's available. The Swarm also hurting a considerably. Proxy wants to go on to Jules. And yes, Jules, poor man, has been hit by 3 hits of the Jingle Mastery, but he does not care because he wants to kill the Monkey King after all. The Pressed Attack is working wonders to actually save Jules from all these initiations. Magnus coming in with without an RP. Jules like, hey, he has no RP, he has no RP. Let's go on to him. The Shrapnel hits too. The Assassinate as well. Gonna hit off these Outworld Devourer, and the Skewer, the Blink Skewer did not work out for this Magnus here. That didn't work too well for them. That didn't work too well for the guys at Happy Feet. I think they were hoping for a bigger push there, but I mean, they already took the tier 3 up top, so they can actually go and take a Shrine now. And that's the important part. They get an extra bit of gold. They believe they've taken the top shrine already. The guys at Mongolz are slowly using positions. And they all themselves can take off shrines if you're happy. Sorry, the guys from Mongolz themselves can take off shrines because they've taken a tier 3 down bottom. But they don't have the map control to do so. And it's weird because you'd think that Mongolz is actually a bigger control of the map because of his team fight potential. But they've managed to farm pretty well and left the sniper behind, which I am surprised of. The Outworld Devourer Midas apparently is working wonders this game. And on top of that, even though their team fight is a bit worse, they do have much more killing potential if you're going for a solo kill. Oh god, Jules is like, yes, please. Not gonna attack Retribution with this. Maybe a Bloodthorn would actually be a better idea than MKB, but he's forced to go for MKB. Another great idea about the Butterfly, the evasion, is that you can go high ground and you have the great evasion onto you. It's just fantastic. In addition to the extra armor. Doesn't give 14 armor, mind you, but it gives you 7. Which is not bad. Proxy, careful. Oh. Where are you going? Where are you going, Proxy? He's just here to punish you. Yeah, there it is. He's here to punish you. Waiting for someone else to come in. Actually, I would just get the stun out. He's gonna try to get a stun out here for sure. Yeah, you sort of know where he is. Oh, they don't know he's TPing. They don't know he's TPing. Jesse Vash, what are you doing? Playing way too cockily. Okay. I just want to say, Quelling Blade is a 4-second stun essentially because the Monkey King, you know, drops down 4-second stun. Yeah. Yeah. I should say. Yeah, stun for 4 seconds. Cool. And then you have the 2.2 second stun from the Nature's Guys. That's a 6.2 seconds, which is definitely not going to take the enemy team 6.2 seconds to reach you. Regardless of the overgrowth, if you want to sacrifice him to kill the Monkey King. That wasn't unnecessary. They let him go unnecessarily just because they were afraid of using the stun a bit too early. They wanted to change the stuns perfectly. Yeah, that was... in pro teams, you really need to be able to pull your own weight. Okay, now just wait for your team. Oh, Jules. Yeah, see... that Lincoln's happens as soon as they get something. Oh, cool RP, but actually only catches the Weaver. The Overgrowth catches more people. The Freezing Field though, and the Wukong's Commander are great for zoning out. Jules receiving a lot of damage. Wants to kill the Crystal Maiden quickly and will manage to do so. He still has the Aegis, and that duel it could have come out on the Monkey King. Monkey King also goes down. The Magnus is the last one left alive here, and they just bring 4 down. Troll Warlord wasn't in that team fight. And that's why he survived, but at the same time, that's why they lost that team fight. They had no damage. The Weaver was taking so much from the Freezing Field, and in the end, he didn't care because he could just kill the Crystal Maiden in time. And now he's going to go for Rax. He knows the middle lane is going to push, so the backdoor protection will just go. So there it is. The range Rax already taken down, and now is the melee Rax turn. And this Weaver hits so hard with Press the Attack and the Desolator. Plus the Geminate attack occasionally, because why not? Melee Rax will go down first, and now it's time to go for this tower in the middle lane. That's a tower that's going to fall easily to the damage from the Weaver. The Desolator is also helping us push considerably. Now going for another set of ranged racks instead of going for the melee rack straight up. I like this strategy by Jules. Deciding to go for the safe target first. Oh, I will devour. Want to go on Sanke. The duel actually going to come out. Catching the Troll Warlord. Catching the Troll Warlord. He might win the duel though. Retribution is coming back with a BKB and he kills 2. Jules now stunned out by the Boundless Strike. Will lose the Aegis. That is 3 down. Technically 2 and an Aegis. And they have to stun Jules again. Somehow kill him off. The Monkey King is very bent on this, but it's going to be really hard to bring him down. Even with a slow from the Crystal Nova, Jules will be able to make it out alive. Still, no boots Weaver. But who needs boots when you have Shukuchi? However, they've managed to take already 2 lanes of Rax, the top and the mid lane. It seems like we're going to have a similar situation to last game, where Happy Feet will take the Rax or the Mega Creeps really easily, but they'll really struggle. They'll really struggle against the team fights of Mongolz. Unfortunate. Solar Crest coming out on Trim Protector. And the Solar Crest will help out the high ground push with the Weaver as well, because she's not particularly tanky. But with the Lincoln's a heart, you know, it makes her quite tanky. And now the only thing you need is armor. Your agility gain is decent, 2.8 per level, but it's again not Void level. Actually, not Void. Sorry, not Klink's level or Mirana level or. Well, all those 3.3 assholes. So instead, you go for a bit more stats with the Lincolns and the harder task, and now going for the MKB, plus the fact that you can get the Press the Attack bonus for the damage, and obviously the Solar Crest to ensure that they can't really go on you easily. The Sniper is also really annoying because he can harass you from afar and use his extra attack range to destroy your Weaver. No, the Solar Crest, because the Sniper is not going to go for an MKB anytime soon. In fact, he can't. If he went for an MKB, he'd die. So... Or he wouldn't die. He would just, you know, lose the because you need more damage. Heaven's Halberd also for the Legion Commander, as if that one Solar Crest is not enough. They're essentially forcing the team to either go for MKB because they can't go for Bloodthorn. The MKB now has much more use, and the Troll Warlord decided to go for Bloodthorn. He might change his mind once you see the Solar Crest and the Heaven's Halberd and a possible Butterfly into the Weaver, because the Bloodthorn only has the effect on one person, which is great, but. It's great to have that one person and everyone can attack them. But at the same time, you'd rather be the only one to attack a bunch of people than having one person being attacked by everyone. Because you don't care that the Crystal Maiden does damage or the Magnus does damage. You care that the Sniper does damage, I suppose. But you as Troll Warlord are the most important damage source. Okay, what pushes faster? Troll Warlord or Weaver with Desolator? I'm going to answer the question right now. Weaver with Desolator. I assure you, it actually pushes faster. Its lane is going to fall down, and that's Mega Creeps. You're only sacrificing a top lane of Rax. They think they can defend this, but it's a really tough choice to make. RP though! Oh, catches 4! That's a great RP. Oh, sorry, catches 3, but that's still a really good RP. However, it's been stolen by the Rubik, and now the Status Eclipse blows up the 2 supports. Retribution is BKB, but he's going to get destroyed by the pure physical damage that this Legion Commander and the OD are putting out, and that is GG. It's a team wipe. That was the RP of the gods that was supposed to turn this around, but without the follow-up, they just couldn't do anything. Mongolz will lose 5, and subsequently the game. Happy Feet will take this best of 2-0. With that, guys, that is the second series of the day. We have one last series between the teams of, I do believe it's Happy Feet again versus 458. Let's see if Happy Feet can continue with their win streak. My name has been DSwordfish. I've been your cast for today. Hope you've enjoyed the cast. We will come back with the last game of the day very shortly. Just, you know, starting the stream in a couple minutes just to get the frames back up. And if you did like my cast, again, follow me on Twitter. If you didn't, feel free to tell me why in the comments. I do love the criticism. I'll be back shortly with game number 3, so do enjoy some tunes while we wait. And I will see you guys soon. Until then, guys.